Welcome to Mystic Manifestation. My name is Jacob, and I teach the law of attraction in a way that gets you living the life you know you came here to live. So before we get started on how to manifest to achieve your goals, something I want to go over is that you are manifesting all of the time. It's not something you can start doing, and it's not something that you can stop doing. For example, there are things like affirmations, vision boards, reprogramming your subconscious mind through subliminals, but all of those are things that you can start doing and you can stop doing them. However, you cannot stop being aware of being. You cannot stop being conscious of being. And it's what you are conscious of being that manifests. Things like affirmations and vision boards can help you shift your state of being, what you're conscious of being, but they don't have any power. Everything, including your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, are all reflections of what you are conscious of being. And why it's important to know that you're manifesting all the time is because a lot of people will say to themselves or feel, someday I'm going to achieve this, soon this is coming, and that's always going to be the case. It's always going to be soon. It's always going to be coming. The shift you need to make if you want to, manifest to achieve your goals is to experience it here and now. What you are is consciousness. What you are is the light casting the shadows of experience on your world. And that just doesn't mean the opportunities that come your way or the misfortune that comes your way. It's also the actions your bodies take, the thoughts you think, and the emotions you feel are all experiences you give life to through your awareness of being. So again, you change your experience by changing what you are conscious of being. And how this applies to manifesting to achieve your goals is it looks like this. Don't wait until you've achieved your goals to feel accomplished. Feel accomplished, and then you'll start to experience your body taking the actions it needs to take. You'll start experiencing yourself thinking the thoughts that, apply to achieving your goals, and you'll start feeling the emotions of all the emotions an accomplished person would feel. So I know making the shift from someday to here and now, or the shift from accomplishing your goals to feeling accomplished, is easier said than done. So we're going to go over a practical technique you can use to shift your state of being so that you can be that accomplished person you desire to be. So odds are you're familiar with this technique, but I'll go over it anyway. It's called feeling it real. And the first step you want to do is get into a state akin to sleep, which is essentially a relaxed, sleepy state or a light meditative state. And why this is important is because it takes your attention off the external world. I'm sure you've heard energy goes where attention flows. So you want to take your attention off the external world, bring it to your internal world, and simply just be. And then once you get to that point, create an imaginal scene of what you desire to be. For this example, we'll imagine yourself a year from now. You've accomplished everything you want to accomplish in that year. This can either be you imagining someone congratulating you on all your success, or it can be something as simple as you looking in the mirror and seeing an accomplished person. And the scene needs to be short, and you want to replay this scene over and over until you get that feeling of being that accomplished person. Something to keep in mind is it's not the imaginal act that is going to create anything in your world. It is the feeling or the state of being you're going to get from that imaginal act. Anyway, so once you get that state of being, once you've stepped into your desired state of being from your imaginal act, you want to carry it with you throughout your day. Let that be your new state of consciousness, and that is what will be reflected back to you. Like I said at the beginning, from that state of consciousness, you'll start to take the actions necessary. You'll start to think the thoughts that are in alignment with your desired accomplishments, and you'll start to feel like an accomplished person more and more as you maintain that state of being. Now, something you're likely to come across throughout your day after you do that is you might start to fall off the horse. You might start to slip back into that old state of being, and that's fine. Everyone does it. I do it. And all you need to do is notice that you've slipped out of your desired state of being and either redo that imaginal act to capture that feeling, or simply remember the experience you had during your imaginal act and re-adopt that state of being. And the more you do this, the more natural your new state of being will become, and the more easier it will be for you to stay there. But something to keep in mind is that the difference between success and failure in this is getting back on the horse, because odds are you're going to fall off at some point. But as long as you can get back on, get back into your desired state of being, the world is going to reflect what your new state of being is. Like I said, you're manifesting all the time. It's your consciousness or your state of being that reflects out into the world. And this technique can be applied to, daily tasks or certain things you have to do throughout your day. For example, when I was building my website, there was a step I needed to take when it came to building my website it was hard. I couldn't figure it out. I had spent hours trying to figure it out. I was getting frustrated, and it got to the point where I just had to, go to sleep and save it for the next day. So the next day came, and I was, going about my day, and I would think about working on my website, and I would get all excited, but then I would remember that one step that just I couldn't figure out, and I would feel discouraged. But if I'm going to teach this stuff, I should practice what I teach. So I took a moment, and I imagined that step, I overcame it easy. I figured it out quick, and it wasn't a big deal. So when it came time for me to work on my website and I encountered that step, I had figured it out in less than 10 minutes. And all it took for me was to change the experience within myself that I had in regards to what was going on in the physical. Most of our goals and what we want to accomplish have these little steps, and you get to choose how you experience those steps as well. To put it better, you get to choose how you experience how the path unfolds for you. Another example of how I've applied this recently is when I was trying to come up with the idea for this video. I was stuck and I was staring at a blank page, but then I remembered to just use my imagination to change the experience I was having. And, I imagined the words coming out, all the bullet points I wanted to go over, the structure of the video. I imagined all of that just coming out and flowing out of me. And within the next 15 or 20 minutes, I had written out all the bullet points for the video that I wanted to say. So not only do we get to choose what we experience, we get to choose how we experience it. And this is all done through being selective of what you are conscious of being. When I started writing down ideas for this video, I was conscious of being someone who was having a hard time coming up with video ideas. Then I shifted and I became conscious of being someone who felt ease and enjoyed and, had fun putting this video together. And this principle can also be applied to mundane things we have to do throughout the day, like making the bed or doing laundry or, going to work. You get to choose how you experience those things. Odds are pretty much all of us have to experience those things at some point, and we get to choose how we go through those experiences. One final thing I want to go over when it comes to manifesting to achieve your goals is to move forward not knowing. It's okay to not know. Even before I started writing down, the bullet points for this video, I didn't really know what I was going to write. I didn't know what the bullet points were going to be, and I didn't know how it was all going to unfold. So in other words, be okay not knowing and be willing to step into the unknown. And the unknown doesn't always need to be this big, scary thing like, oh, I'm jumping into the unknown. What's going to happen? It's in the little moments too, where like I just mentioned, the video I was making, or, something I like to do often is before I go to work, I'll imagine my day was good and I went by fast. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to make it good, but I get to move forward in the knowing that it was already good. Your only concern when you're manifesting should be the beginning, where you are now, and the end, where you would like to be. And it's about bringing the end to the beginning and watching, discover how it all unfolds, how you get to that end. The beginning is where you define your desire. And I guess the end is where you quantify your desire and, bring that feeling, that state of being to the present. So just to summarize the video, you not only get to choose what you experience, but you get to choose how you experience it. And remember that thoughts, emotions, and actions aren't what create. They are experiences born from what you are aware of being. And to put manifestation simply, focus on the end state. Imagine your goals have already been achieved. Shift from accomplishing your goals to being someone who is accomplished. And imagine your future as a joyful, pleasant past experience, and discover how that experience comes to be. In other words, imagine your desires are already here and that you experience those desires as coming easily and joyfully. So one last time, remember that all physical experiences, including what you think, act, and feel, are shadows cast by what you are conscious of being. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like, and leave a comment if you want me to dive deeper into any more of the subjects in this video, or if you have any questions or want me to make a video on something totally different, let me know in the comments. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.